We had the pleasure of going to a beautiful place called Crucifixion, Ireland, and I was asked to play for Thursday night Holy Mass. And it was such a privilege and a pleasure to be in that beautiful cathedral. And while I was there, I found these plaques of Jesus's last day, and I want to share them with you.
Jesus condemned to death.
Jesus laden with his cross.
Jesus falls the first time.
Jesus meets his mother.
Jesus is aided by Simon.
Saint Veronica wipes our Lord's face.
Jesus falls the second time.
Jesus consoles the women.
Jesus falls the third time.
Jesus is stripped of his garments.
Jesus is nailed on the cross.
Jesus dies on the cross.
Jesus is taken down from the cross.
Jesus is laid in the sepulchre. While I was in Rome, I went to a street called Appian Way. It is the longest, straightest stretch of road in all of Europe and goes for 125 miles. It is called the Via Appia or Appian Way. Many people, in fact 6,000 slaves in 71 BC were crucified along Appian Way. It was a very sobering place to visit, and while we were there it was raining, and I thought, this is very appropriate, because I am certain that heaven weeps at the choices that we make sometimes. And being that close to the stones and the carvings and the things that are there along that stretch of road, it was a feeling that I have a hard time expressing, but I'm grateful. Like when we were in Jerusalem and we went to Golgotha, and you looked up at that hill and you just think it was a mockery. They had Jesus crucified between two thieves as a mockery, and Pilate had put King of the Jews, which he was, and to have that mocked was again sobering to get to experience that. One of the places along the Via Dolorosa is the Holy Sepulchre. It's the final spot, I believe. And while we were there, we had some really interesting experiences. This woman came up and I thought she was going to kiss me. And as soon as she got very close to me, like this close, she dropped to the floor and kissed the floor that was between my feet. And then she stood up and she kissed the doorpost over here, and she walked over and she kissed the doorpost that was across from me. And at the time I was like, what are you doing? And then as I've had a chance to think about it, this was her humility. This is a pilgrimage that people take and spend their life savings to get to come and walk the Via Dolorosa.
Which reminds me of the Holy Sepulchre. The Holy Sepulchre was a place where people would go and kiss the ground too, where Jesus was buried. It was a traditional place, and I'm going to show you a video a little bit about what goes on there right now in today's.
It was really loud while we were in there, and you'll hear people banging on this big metal something or the other. It was very loud.
Yeah, let's show them.
Okay.
Here's the Via Dolorosa. On the right-hand side here, we're going to show plaques from
Ballingskelligs, Ireland.
that were inside the church. So let's take a walk up where Jesus walked. And many people come here to Israel to take this walk.
This pilgrimage.
And they walk from the point of where Jesus was held in prison to where he was crucified. Jesus condemned to death.
Jesus carries his cross.
Jesus falls the first time.
Jesus meets his mother.
Simon of Cyrene helps Jesus carry the cross.
Veronica wipes the face of Jesus.
Jesus falls the second time.
Jesus meets the women of Jerusalem.
Jesus falls the third time.
Jesus is stripped of his garments.
Jesus is nailed to the cross.
Jesus dies on the cross.
Jesus is taken down from the cross.
Jesus is laid in the tomb. So in review, I want to take you to a beautiful Catholic cathedral in Marseille, France, called the Cathedral Maggiore. In this cathedral, I had one of the most wonderful experiences, and I want to take you along with me. We were able to see this beautiful statue, I call it Be It Unto Me, and notice the rainbows behind Mary's head at that time. It was a statue that I could just almost feel how overwhelmed she must have felt when she was chosen to be the mother of Jesus Christ. And she said, "Be it unto me." The next statue is Mary holding the baby Christ. What a fun time this must have been when he was a toddler and young boy and just learning his words and his trade. And this time that they got to be a happy family, and for a change, no one was trying to kill him, and it was touching that she was able to kiss his little face and feed his little mouth and be the mother of such an extraordinary man. And being in this cathedral, the feeling was so amazing. The next one is a statue with a crown of thorns, and I had an experience that I felt if I was the mother and this was my son, the first thing when he came off of that cross would be to get that crown of thorns off of his head and stop the mockery. Enough mockery for one day, I thought. And how she would have just been able to kiss his sweet face and praise his name for saving her and saving each one of us. And what a privilege it was for her to be his mother. And this statue, I cried. And at the next one, I cried. Seeing Mary holding Jesus, and to be that close to his feet and bathe his feet with my tears. I am so grateful for what Jesus has done for you and for me and for the entire world. And I'm grateful for the relationship that I have with the living Christ, because he did not stay in that tomb. He was resurrected, and he lives, and he loves you, and he loves me. And that's the whole reason that we have joy.
And we're going to talk about that tomorrow.
We love you.